Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today on Customer States What, we are going to be doing a rear drum service. And what that consists of? Well, that consists of pretty much cleaning everything up and greasing certain points where the shoe comes in contact with the backing plate. You may notice when braking you might hear a chirping noise or some sort of abnormal noise coming from the rear when you brake. And what's happening is when the shoe expands and comes in contact with the drum surface here, where the shoe is sitting against the backing plate, it's metal to metal. And what you want to do is you want to grease those certain points. And what it does is it kind of muffles that noise and it gives the shoe ample movement without any noise. So we already got the drum off. We had to hit it with a hammer and it just came right off with no problems. We're going to clean the hub area. We're going to brake clean the shoes. We're going to brake clean the backing plate area, and we're going to show you exactly where to grease. Now, this is good practice with any drum brakes. It's just a maintenance, and it's a good thing because you want everything moving properly and you don't want anything seized. So you guys know what comes next. Let's take it up top. Alright guys, now that we're at the rear drum, we have our brake clean. You want to step back on the first few sprays because there is going to be some brake dust that's going to come flying out. And once you wet that brake dust, it's going to be a whole lot easier to go to town with the brake clean. So as you see, we're spraying the whole area. We're cleaning everything down. Get in there, get the hardware, get the back of the area of where the shoe contacts the backing plate. Let's go to the other side. And we're just cleaning. We're just making it look good, getting all that brake dust, all that gugats out of there. And once that dries, we'll show you exactly where to grease. Very good. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we can see, the whole area is clean. Whatever brake dust that was embedded in the shoe is now clean. So we're going to set the light like right about there. So now there are 3 points of where each shoe comes in contact with the backing plate. There's one here at the edge, there's one in the center, and there's another one at the bottom. As you can see right there, there's a little raised area of the backing plate, and that's for the same on the lower end. So all we're going to do is we're going to lift the shoe up off of the backing plate, and we're going to get in there with a brush and just put a little dab of grease in the area of where it comes in contact with the backing plate. As we could see right there and right there. So all you do is probably use a screwdriver or a pry bar, pull this up a little bit and put a little dab of grease, and then once we're done, we're going to shift the pads around a little bit, give it a little wiggle, 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 and what that's going to do is it's just going to spread the grease a little bit better, and it's going to ensure good coverage of that grease. Very good. Let's continue. Alright guys, so here we are at the drum again. We have some locally sourced grease, some brake system grease, some ceramic fortified similarity. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I speak English and bad English, and today we're speaking some bad English. So all we got to do is put a little dab on the brush, and be careful of the pad material, or the shoe material, excuse me. And what we do is, we just lift the shoe up a little bit, get it in there, as we could see. And let's get a little bit of better light there so we could really see. There we go. So right here is one of the points, and you just lightly lift the shoe up, put some grease in there, make sure you get some good coverage, and we're going to do the same to this side right here. A little bit of dab, not too much. Switch hands. Oh, got a little bit on the screwdriver. Lift the shoe up just a tad and put it in there. Very good. So now I'm going to clean my screwdriver off, and we got to get the other 2 points on each side. Now this side, or the center one, is going to be a little tricky because you're going to be very close to the pad material, but that's okay because if you get any grease on the pad material, we could always clean it off. So as you can see, I'm lifting very gently on the shoe. You're going to try and get in there. Yet we're going to have to clean the shoe off, which is fine. It's no problem. Boom. Dunzo. Put a little bit of brake clean on your rag, clean the shoe off, and continue. Here we are at the other side. Get your brush in there. Get the grease right there. Very good. This side actually went a little better than the other. Now that we're at the bottom, it's going to be a little bit easier because you could just grab the shoe right here. Or actually, it might be a little harder because we don't have that much of a movement with the shoe. And you just got to get up in there to where it comes in contact with the brake backing plate. And you do the same for the other side. So now that we're done with the service, we have our brake clean, we have our rag, and any excess grease that is on the shoe, you just want to wipe off. You don't want that contaminating the pad. You don't want it seeping into the pad's material. You get both sides. Now, there's another tips and tricks, or here's another tip and trick. What I like to do is I like to give the shoe a slight scuff. Make sure it's a crosshatch formation. Do that to this side. Make sure you get your edges. I do it to this side as well, both shoes. You don't want to just do one. And that's going to give it a new surface. And now, after this, I'm going to show you what I do to the actual physical drum. Because just like rotors, there's going to be a little rust ridge at the edge where the shoe doesn't come in contact. So we do that, give it a quick brake clean. Now let's bring the shoe back up, or excuse me, let's bring the drum back up and I'll show you exactly what I do. Now that we have the drum in reverse installation, I'm just doing that so I could show you this rust ridge right here. That goes along the whole drum. So what I usually do is I'll take the emery, I'll scuff the drum up also, but pending the size of this lip right here, in our case it's actually pretty good, but if that rust ridge is large enough, you won't be able to get the drum off of the whole brake system here. You would have to adjust the star key, bring the shoes in, and then remove it, and then you'll have to adjust it all over again so it actually stops the vehicle, or the emergency brake will actually work, or parking brake, whatever you call it. So in this case, there's not that big of a rust ridge here, but I do like to give it a little scuff in here as well. And that's just to ensure that there's not going to be any abnormal noises for any reason. Let's put the light right there. And you're just going to give it a little slight crosshatch, just like what you did on the pad surface, or excuse me, the shoe surface. And then when you're done, you give it a brake clean, but also stand back because, see that brake dust? There's always going to be brake dust when you do that. And I'm not just letting this brake fluid or this brake clean hit the ground because we like to keep the shop clean. I got a bucket catching everything. So we'll do that. And take the drum off, set it to the side. We'll hang our bucket right here, and then we'll just go to town on the shoe just a little bit because you don't want to clean the grease off that you just put on there. So we're just cleaning that surface. And now for the CSW special sauce. The CSW special sauce. Give it a shake. And what we're going to do is, just like on my brake pads, put some on there, rub it on in, rub it dub. This is another preemptive strike for any brake noise. I put this stuff on every brake job. You just want to spread it in evenly, and you want it to fully dry before you put the drum back on, ladies and gentlemen. Just spread it on even. Make sure you get the whole surface. Very good, very good, very good. Just finger it on in.
Giggity.
Giggity. That's most definitely a giggity. We haven't had those in a while. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to let that dry. Next step here. Remember how I said you want to shift the drum or shift the shoes? This is all you're doing. You're just shifting that back and forth, and that ensures the grease is in the proper spaces and not anywhere else. Very good. Get up in here as much as you can to clean up any of the corrosion or debris, because I did have to hit the drum with a hammer to get it off. So we're just cleaning the hub a little bit. Just cleaning it up, get all that corrosion out of there, get all that Gugats. See that dust? Yep, that's Gugats right there. And then let's channel our inner Bob Ross. Because remember, there's no accidents, only happy trees. So what we do is, you just put a little bit of high temp anti-seize on the hub area. Very good. Then we're going to get our drum, which is right here, all dry. And let's see, first shot, boom. And we're done. That's how you service some rear drum brakes if you're getting a noise. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what to do yet, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for further content.